I never expected her to ask me something like that. Not her, not at that hour, not with that quiet, trembling voice that sounded like she was standing on the edge of a decision she knew she shouldn't make. It was almost midnight when my doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone. The night was calm, rain tapping gently against the windows, a quiet chill settling in the air. I had just gotten out of the shower and thrown on a t-shirt when I heard the knock again, soft, hesitant, almost apologetic. When I opened the door, she was standing there. Maya, my best friend's older cousin, the woman who had always been just slightly out of reach, too graceful, too self-contained, too wounded by the world to let anyone close. She wasn't the kind of person who showed up unannounced. She wasn't the kind of person who asked for anything. But there she was, drenched from the rain, hair sticking to her cheeks, arms wrapped around herself like she was trying to keep her heart from falling apart. "Are you okay?" I asked, stepping aside instantly. She walked in slowly, almost mechanically, setting her bag down on the floor. Even her breathing sounded unsteady. "I'm sorry for coming like this," she whispered, not looking at me. "I didn't know where else to go." "You did the right thing," I said softly. "Talk to me, what happened?" Her eyes lifted to mine, wet, frightened, exhausted. Everything, just everything. I wanted to ask more, but something in her expression told me not to. She didn't need questions. She needed warmth, stability, a place where her heart could land without being judged. "You're safe here," I said gently. She nodded, swallowing hard. "Can I stay for the night?" "Of course." She exhaled shakily, relief, fear, all tangled together. She slipped off her shoes and walked toward the living room, hugging herself against the cold. I brought her a towel, and she thanked me with a soft, fragile smile. I warmed her some tea while she sat on my couch, knees drawn up, staring at the floor like she was fighting a storm only she could see. After a while she whispered, "I left home tonight, or maybe I ran away, I don't know." "What happened?" She closed her eyes. "My fiancé and I had a huge fight. One of those fights where you realize you're not partners anymore, you're strangers. Strangers who want different lives." I felt something tighten inside me. I had known about her engagement, but hearing the pain in her voice made it feel different, closer, heavier. She wiped her cheek. "I just needed somewhere I knew I wouldn't fall apart alone." "You won't," I said, sitting beside her. "Not here." She stared at her hands, quiet for a long moment. Then she whispered, "I'm tired of pretending I'm strong." "You don't have to pretend with me." A tear slid down her cheek. I reached out instinctively, brushing it away with my thumb. She didn't pull back. She leaned into the touch, just a little, just enough to make my heart lose its rhythm. We sat like that for a moment, breath sinking, silence filling the room like something sacred. Eventually she sighed, "It's late, I should sleep." "Take my bed," I said. She shook her head, "No, that's too much." "It's not, you need rest, I'll take the couch." She looked at me with an expression I couldn't read, something deep, something searching. Then softly, hesitantly she asked, "Is there space left in your bed?" My breath caught. She must have seen the surprise on my face because her cheeks flushed slightly. I don't want to sleep alone tonight. Not after the way everything fell apart. I need someone close, just warmth, just presence." Her voice trembled on that last word. And before I could think, the words left my mouth. "What if you said you wanted to stay forever?" She froze. The air between us tightened, charged, warm, trembling. Her eyes lifted slowly, searching my face for something, fear, doubt, hesitation. But I meant every word. I had felt something for her for longer than I ever admitted, even to myself. I never expected her in my doorway, never expected her heart to be this close to mine. She whispered, "You shouldn't say things like that." "Why not?" "Because I might believe you," she said quietly. I moved closer, heart pounding. "Maybe I want you to." Her breath shook. You don't know what you're asking." "I know exactly what I'm asking," I whispered. "For you to stop running, for you to choose yourself, for you to not go back to a life that hurts you, for you to stay, maybe tonight, maybe longer, because you feel safe with me." She closed her eyes like she was fighting tears again. "You make everything sound so simple." "It's not simple," I said softly. "It's real." She looked up, and in her eyes, for the first time, I saw something that had never been there before, something fragile, something brave, something beautiful. "Show me the room," she whispered. My pulse jumped. "Yeah, come on." We walked down the hall in silence. She stood at the doorway, staring at the bed like it was both a refuge and a risk. "It's okay," I said gently. "You don't have to decide anything right now." She turned toward me slowly. "Stay with me, just until I fall asleep." The request hit me like a bolt of heat and heartbreak. I nodded. She slipped under the blanket, her movements slow, careful, vulnerable. I sat on the edge first, not wanting to assume anything. She watched me with eyes that reflected every fear she carried and every hope she hid. After a moment she whispered, "You can lie down, I won't break." I lay beside her, keeping a respectful space between us. But then she moved closer. Just an inch. Then another. Then she rested her head lightly against my chest. My breath caught. Not because of the closeness, but because of the trust. "I don't know what tomorrow looks like," she murmured, voice soft against my shirt. "I don't know what I'm doing anymore." "Then don't think about tomorrow," I whispered. "Just breathe, just rest, I'm here." Her fingers curled gently into my shirt. And when she whispered, "Thank you," it wasn't simple gratitude. It was surrender. Not to me. To relief. To safety. To the possibility of something new. Her breathing slowed, steadied, softened. Within minutes she was asleep, peacefully, deeply, finally. But I stayed awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to her heartbeat against mine, wondering if she'd still be here in the morning, wondering if space in my bed was just for tonight or the beginning of something that neither of us could ever walk away from.